Sup Beasts? Bob here from ChristopherBobRoberts.com, and today we are going to talk about why most people never get in really good shape. Now, let me just go ahead and give you an idea of what it takes to get in really, really good shape. Okay? And I'm going to start with an example. Let's say that I am in New York City and I want to go to a particular store in a particular part of California. Now, how do I do that? In general, if I start going west, I'm getting closer to the damn store. I'm making progress. I don't have to be on a particular street. I don't have to be going a particular azimuth and bust out my compass or my GPS. I just got to go west, and I'm getting closer to that store in California. Okay? I could probably go halfway across the country, and all I have to do is keep going west, and I'm doing good. But let's say I get halfway across the country. If I keep going west, I might end up in Alaska. I might end up in Mexico. I may end up in Washington State. I'm not even going to end up in California. So I need to do a little bit more than just go west. Okay? I have to be a little bit more serious, a little bit more specific about my approach, a little bit more precise after I get halfway across the country, or I'm not even going to land in California. So let's say I go another quarter of the way across the United States. I'm going to land in California, but I want to land in a particular store in California. So that means California ain't good enough. I can't just be up in Modesto, in some vineyard, or I can't be down on the damn Mexican border. I need to be in a very particular county, in a very particular city, in a very particular area of that city, in a very particular intersection to get to that one particular store. So I've gone 3/4 of the way across the United States. I need to get more specific again. And then the closer I get, the more specific I have to get this very particular result. Now, the reason why most people never get in really good shape is because all they do is they start in New York City and they get halfway across America and they say they're okay. If you don't know by now what I'm talking about is, let's say that you eat 2 pizzas a day and you drink, 2 cases of beer a day. And I'm your trainer, and I say, okay, you got to go to the gym twice a week and do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You don't have to do cardio. Just try to get 1,000 steps or whatever a day. And instead of having 2 pizzas, have 1 pizza. And instead of having 2 cases of beer, drink 1 case of beer. Are you going to lose weight? Yes, you are, because you're drinking half as much beer, you're eating half as many pizzas, so you're cutting your calories in half. And you're doing a little bit of something in the gym to maybe build some muscle, and you're moving a little bit more than you used to because you're tracking your steps. So yes, you're burning more calories, you're building some muscle, and you're burning fat because you're dieting. And that might get you halfway across the United States. A lot of people come out and they say, oh my God, I did this guy's, this online trainer's plan, and I still drank beer every day, and I still, I never did cardio, and I only worked out twice a week, and look at me, I just lost 30 pounds. Well, you got another 20 pounds to lose before you have a 6-pack. And you haven't built any muscle, you just look more muscular because you're exposing the muscle you already have. And you're not building any endurance or any agility or any flexibility or any explosiveness because you're not doing cardio. You're not getting stronger, really. If you don't do anything, you do a little bit of strength training twice a week, you're going to build some strength, but you're not getting a lot stronger. You're not really strong. You're not really lean. You're not really muscular. And you're certainly not in good shape. And you can't perform physically as in athletics because all you did is eat half as much horse shit as before and move your ass a bare minimum. As a matter of fact, there's a guy out there who made a huge fortune with an online fitness training company. He made a huge fortune working by himself, and he started hiring trainers and hiring other people to work for him. And now he has a huge business teaching people how to coach. He's not my coach. He's never been my coach. But he said himself, he's like, listen, if people eat a bare minimum of the protein that I tell them to eat, and they stick to their calories. I don't care what they eat. If they just stick to their calories and get the bare minimum protein and work out a couple times a week, they're going to be happy. They're going to get in shape. And that's the attitude of most of the trainers out there, most of the coaches out there. And I'm not saying it's bad, because they got to make money and people are happy with the results, but that's the reason why most people don't get really good results. I've said it before, people come up with like, man, I know a guy, he drank beer every day and ate pizza and everything, and he lost 100 pounds. And I'm proud of the guy. If the guy weighs 300 pounds, he has to get down to 150 pounds to have a six-pack. He loses 100 pounds. He doesn't have to take diabetes medication anymore. He doesn't have to take blood pressure medication anymore. He's doing a lot better. His joints don't hurt as much. I'm glad he lost 100 pounds. He's still 50 pounds from a six-pack. And he hasn't built any muscle. And if that's okay for you, that is good. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I'm just saying that's the reason why most people don't really get in shape. It's like I said, like if you go from New York to California, just going west is going to get you about halfway there. You could lose a lot of weight by just eating less. You could still eat garbage, just eat less garbage. Go to the gym a couple times a week if you want to do some strength training. You don't have to do any cardio. But the closer you get to this specific store in the specific corner in California, the more precise you have to be. And the same thing here. Once you get halfway across the United States, once you lose the first 100 pounds, you have to change your approach to lose the next 50 pounds. And at the end of the day, if you're trying to get a six-pack, the last 10 pounds is like losing the last 10 pounds for a guy who's already in pretty good shape is like losing the first 100 pounds for a guy who's out of shape. You got to get really specific. And like I said, most people, just say, hey, I lost a bunch of weight. I look okay with clothes on. I'm happy, and this trainer got me to lose this weight, and I still drink beer. I could still drink beer. I don't look fat with my clothes on. I don't have the body of an Adonis, but who cares? I'm not willing to put the work in. And like I said, if that's you, man, that's fine. I'm glad. I'm proud. I'm proud of you for going from having a gut to looking okay with clothes on. And I'm proud of you if you're 150 pounds overweight and you lose 100, you still have 50 to go, but you're okay with that. I'm proud of you, man. Thank you for taking care of your diabetes and your blood pressure. I'm literally not joking. I'm seriously glad for anybody who's happy with their existence. But there are people out there like me who don't see the point to putting effort in if you're not going to get the best results. And like I said, to get the best results, you have to train like someone who gets those results. You have to get, the closer you get to California, the more precise you have to be. The closer you get to a six-pack, the more precise you have to be. If you start cutting your calories, you're going to have to make sure that you get in a lot of damn protein. That means you're not going to be able to just have a 200-calorie beer or a 200-calorie candy bar. You have to have 200-calorie chicken breast. If you have to choose between chicken breast, a 200-calorie chicken breast, and a 200-calorie candy bar, you got to choose the 200-calorie chicken breast. You have to take in a lot of food and then burn it off, which means you have to do cardio. And it's worth it because, like I said, it's not just how you look. It's like, are you actually building muscle? Are you actually getting stronger? Are you actually, getting healthier? Are you building explosiveness? Every time that I go to Walmart and I see people who are overweight or skinny fat and just they're so scrawny they can barely walk because they're old and they've never done strength training, they don't eat properly, or they're fat and they can barely walk because they don't eat properly and never do any training. If that's what you want, that's fine, but that ain't me, man. That ain't me. So, like I said, at the end of the day, you just need to realize, can you get results by half-assing your workout and half-assing your diet? Yes. But the results at some point are going to stop. And if you want the results to continue, if you want to get serious results, you have to put in serious effort. And that's where I come in. I'm always looking for that guy who's been working out for months or even years and still don't look like he lifts. He's athletic, he's in good shape, but he doesn't look like he works out. That's the guy who I want to just tinker with his workout a little bit, tinker with his diet a little bit, and get him to go from 3/4 away the United States to the exact street intersection in the exact part of the exact city in the exact county in California that he wants to get to by getting a little bit more specific and a little bit more strategic than most other people are willing to get him. Anyway, I hope you guys understood that, okay? Because like I said, a lot of times I'd tell people like, oh, well, that doesn't work. They're like, it works. I know a guy who lost 100 pounds. He's still 50 pounds overweight, man. He don't got no six-pack. He ain't jacked. You know, like I said, it's like, show me a guy who goes from being 150 pounds overweight to losing 150 pounds while building 20 pounds of muscle. So over the period of like year or 2 years, when he does lose that 150 pounds and build that 20 pounds of muscle, instead of leaning down to 100 and being 50 pounds overweight, or leaning down to 150 and being skinny, he leans down to 170. He's fucking jacked. That's the guy I'm talking about. And he don't get those results by eating half as many pizzas and drinking half as much beer. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you have something that you want me to talk about in a future video, let me know. I will make a video about it. And aside from that, go to ChristopherBobRoberts.com. Check out my podcast, my courses, my group coaching, my one-on-one coaching. Aside from that, I'll see you guys again in the next video.